This episode of the Rogue Deck Builder is brought to you by InkPlaymats.com, the official playmat vendor of RogueDeckBuilder.com. Visit InkPlaymats.com for custom playmats, dice bags, and even card sleeves. You can even pick up your own Rogue Deck Builder playmat. InkPlaymats.com. Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Just a little bit of a modern update. Watching a little metagame here, and I just queued up because I wanted to test a theory, and lo and behold, theory is pretty much confirmed here that I'm going to show you something real quick. So the modern metagame, UR Delver is now the top dog, and Mono Red Burn are huge. Both these decks are everywhere. In fact, you can find UR Burn and kind of these red deck wins. So aggro is reigning supreme right now because of Monastery Swift Spear, the new edition, and as well as Treasure Cruise from the new set. So right now is a great time to play Soul Sisters, and I'll show you why here. So we're up against a burn deck, and I have mainboarded Auriok Champions, and I've got a lot of Dryad Militants in the sideboard really to host Treasure Cruise. So here we'll play a second turn Auriok Champion. I hate drawing that Squadron Hawk. There's nothing worse than keeping a Squadron Hawk hand and then drawing first turn into a Squadron Hawk. So this might be splashing yet. It still looks like it's going to be the UR burn list. And he is going to hate gosh, I hate this new MTGO look here. He's going to hate my deck as I am life gain. And there's a Sarah's Ascendant. That'll be nice too. He has nothing he can do against Auriok Champion. This is going to gain me way too much life. And I'm going to bring in the Dryad Militants as well next turn, as it will exile all the instances and sorceries out of his graveyard. So what it feels, all these things are just trying to maximize the amount of cards in the graveyard for the Treasure Cruise to draw more cards. But next turn I'm going to be gaining 2 life. He's attacking, probing. He's going to see my Ajani's Pridemate, which is going to get out of control. As soon as I play the Ajani's Pridemate, it becomes a 3-3, and then Sarah's Ascendant becomes a 4-4. And it's really, I'll gain 2 life. Yeah, there's not much this deck can actually do. This could be Delver. I highly doubt it, though, with the lightning bolts and the lava spikes. It's just going to be what they call blue-red burn. And again, so if you are a fan of the Soul Sisters, which I am a huge fan of Soul Sisters, right now, again, is a great time. Because look at these matchups. It's okay versus Malaria Pot. It's not terrible. It's okay versus Scape Shift. It's not terrible. It's amazing versus UR Delver. It's amazing versus Mono Red Burn. It's amazing versus, well, the WR mid-range deck it's amazing against. The way I have this build is bad versus Merfolk right now. It's amazing versus Affinity. Amazing versus Burn. Red deck wins. Sucks against Amulet of Vigor. Sucks against Control. But I mean, those are just, look at this. Naya Zoo, Udar Control, red deck wins. Affinity, Death and Taxes. All those are so easy for Soul Sisters to end. Oh, so it's a Countryside Crusher. That's kind of cool, but I'm gaining life. And Pridemate's going to be huge. Yeah, and Pridemate can deal with him. Plus, my guy's pro-red. Plus, there's a Martyr of the Sands now. So I'm really just I think out of range for him. I think I just might Martyr here. So if I Martyr, reveal. Yeah, I think so. I think we're just gonna do this and put out Sarah's Ascendant, and then he can bolt it away. So I'm gonna gain a life here. And always yield, always say yes. This will. Yep, and then I'll sack it. So there's a 12-point life swing right here. And really close to the Sarah Ascendant, which now he's going to have to burn off the Ascendant, because the Ascendants can come out of control next turn. And again, the Countryside Crusher is very weak. And he does reveal a Shard Volley. Wait a second. What did he reveal? I got to figure out this new MTGO to look at how the revealed cards actually come up, because it says it revealed Shard Volley. Oh, okay. Anyway, so he does kill off the Sarah's and that's fine. He used a bolt. And he's going to sacrifice a Shard Volley to do 3 damage to my 29 life. And this does not have trample, so we just block it. It does absolutely nothing. And then next turn we will Pridemate here and Squadron Hawk to get the rest of the Squadron Hawks. He's down to 1 card, and yes, see how this deck works, so that he's going to exile. If he has Treasure Cruise, he exiles all these, gets back a bunch of cards to burn him out. Very, very efficient deck. And again, we'll always yield to this and always say yes to this. Speed things up. Our Pridemate's now 3-3. Our Squadron Hawk is going to gain us some more life, which is going to find us 2 more Squadron Hawks, so we don't have to draw into them. And then we gain some more life, and we put another counter, and we can actually get in here for 1. Put him down to 14. This is the first damage I've actually done to him. He's just hurt himself so much from his own stuff. Now, I'm okay with Countryside Crusher attacking in here. I can race him at this point. So I'd rather just do 1 damage, put him on the verge of dying here. And I can just chump block with Squadron Hawks all day long. Well, I guess that's not the biggest deal. I'm just going to let him attack in for 6. And then I want to bait him. What I want him to do is I want to bait this Countryside Crusher from coming in for an attack. That way my Ajani's Pridemate can attack in each turn. So that's why, you want this Auriok Champion tapped. And he's going to Shard Volley. He's going to kill a Squadron Hawk. Whoop-de-doo. And I'm taking 7. Again, whoop-de-doo. He can't race me. He needs to keep that guy back on the defense. So, because it's going to get huge here, especially with a Spectral Procession. And a Squadron Hawk. And again, we'll attack in. Now he's got to leave his Countryside Crusher back. And I want to see his rage. Whoops. Okay, I thought it was our opponent. It's actually someone else talking to us. We'll respond to them in a second here after the game. But so Countryside Crusher, Treasure Cruise is revealed. Where is the revealed on this thing? Right here? Okay, so there we go. There's a little revealed action. And see, Treasure Cruise is going to be able to exile everything in his graveyard, draw a bunch of cards, and he's going to be able to fill back up his hand. So against normal decks, this is just amazing to do this. Now he's back up to 3 cards in his hand, and here comes his Countryside Crusher bigger. And again, he doesn't attack in, does he? He's just dead here. He's going to Lava Spike me. Look, I'm still at 22. He's gone through 21 cards out of his deck. He's burned me an obscene amount of times. Auriok Champion is the key. Best card in Modern right now, by far. Best card. I'll say that again. Best card. This card is just nutty good versus the metagame. Hoses Jund, it hoses UWR. It is very good against Splinter Twin. All right, this deck gets better now. We're going to bring in all the Dried Militants. And I kind of want to bring in Return the Ranks. And Leyline of Sanctity is pretty decent. Geez, everything is just so good here. Return of the Ranks good. I don't think that I need... I don't think I need Paths. I don't care about his Countryside Crusher. We're going to take out the Paths. And we're going to take out possibly the Honor of the Pures. Because I don't even think I need to go this route. I just want to clog up the board as much as possible. And all these cards do so. So I'm just going to submit this. This is like the first time I think I've ever taken out Honor of the Pures. As they're just not needed whatsoever in this match. So going to submit this. And I'd love to see a Leyline of Sanctity opening hand. That's just stupid good against him. We don't see it, but look what we have in opening hand. We have something even worse with a Attendant. So we're going to keep this. We're going to first turn Attendant. It's going to force him to bolt our Attendant. And the funny thing about this is he's got like Shard Volleys and Lava Spikes and things like that. So a lot of times he can't even deal with like a Attendant. And again, Dried Militant's very powerful in this matchup again because he's relying around Delve for his Treasure Cruises, and I'm not sure if I don't think he's going to be using Grim Lavamancers Could be using like Dig Through Times. I don't think Dig Through Times is nearly as powerful, but I think just the Dryad Militant to slow down the Treasure Cruise. It's actually pertinent against the Storm decks as well. I'm wondering if Treasure Cruise is going to start seeing a little bit of play in Storm. I highly doubt it because they usually need their graveyard, but they might go away from the Past and Flames route and just go for Treasure Cruise instead. We'll have to wait and see how the Storm decks evolve. And draw another land. That's definitely not ideal, but we're only running 20 lands, so eventually we'll quit drawing lands. I'm sure a bolt's going to come down against the Attendant, and it's a Searing Blaze, so we do take 3. But there's a Return to the Ranks, which is just so good in this deck. And here's the Auriok Champion. Good luck with this. Yeah, I'd be pretty frustrated if I was this burn deck. But again, this is a metagame call. This is exactly what you do in Magic the Gathering. You adjust to the decks being played. And now is the time for Soul Sisters to shine. So here comes the Swift Spear. It's absolutely terrible versus Auriok Champion. And he's going to Lava Spike me. Whoop-de-doo. Down to 4 cards. And apparently he doesn't get that. I guess that I can block there. I guess it just doesn't matter. And hey, we'll actually do that. So we'll Windbrace Heights here. And we'll throw the Ranger underneath. And then Auriok Champion number 2, and he's got a scoop here. There's no way he can come back from that. In fact, we can actually even attack in with the champion. Every little bit of damage helps. He's down to a 16. Next turn, a huge Pridemate's going to come out. It's going to be a 4/4 Pridemate immediately. Rift Bolt, that's going to give me a turn. And Goblin Guide. Goblin Guide is actually kind of helpful at this point, because if he finds lands off the top, I don't have to draw them. So we'll use this guy's ability, go back up to 18. And again, we'll just block. And a Plains, we actually did get a Plains here. So I don't know why they're not popping up revealing either. This new MTGO update was kind of weird. Maybe there's some preferences. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Alrighty, so we didn't have to draw into that Plains, but we draw into another Plains. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to Windbrace Heights again. And we'll put a Spectral Processions underneath. Throw these on the bottom. And then we'll Ajani's Pridemate. Have fun with a 4/4 back up to a 19. And again, attacking with one of the champions. So here comes the Rift Bolt. He'll have to use 2 cards on the Pridemate. And if he does, we'll just return to ranks back the Pridemate and the Ascendant. Or Attendant, I think is what's in our graveyard. So is there a way I can put this somewhere? Okay, there is. I can put this over here for a graveyard. Alright, that's cool. I'm learning this new client, or this new update. So he Rift Bolted me, is that what happened? Yeah. So and he's gonna Lightning Bolt my Pridemate. So he's gonna have to use 2 spells on that though. And he's going to Shard Volley my Pridemate. That was just a ton of resources to get rid of a Pridemate that's just going to come back. And again, we can just block the Swift Spear here. But look how big he is already, a 4/5. That's, I mean, he definitely is the red version of the Goyf. So I actually think that, well, we'll return to the ranks. I think that's actually better. And we can just return for 2. There and there. And they all see each other, so I gain an obscene amount of life. And our Pridemate goes up to a 5/5. Alright, or 6/6, excuse me, wow. Yeah. Yeah, because it sees the 10 in as well. That's just nutty. So again, we'll attack in with the champion. Get him down to a 12. And again, now he's got to try to figure out what he wants to do with an Ajani's Pridemate as a 6/6. He can't cast a creature, otherwise it comes to 9/9. And he does just scoop. I mean, it's the easiest matchup in the entire world, the burn. And Delver isn't much harder. I mean, Delver has some cards, depending on how they build them, with Cryptic Commands and Echoing Truce and things like that they can really go kind of a tempo route. But it seems to be, I've played the match over and over and over and over, and it seems like it's UWR mid-range. It plays a lot like UWR mid-range without the really, really problematic white cards that the mid-range deck can bring in. So it's just an amazing matchup with Burn and Delver, the top dogs. Soul Sisters, Soul Sisters, Soul Sisters. I think a lot of people are going to actually start running Death into Axis too. And guess what? Soul Sisters beats that up. Or Black-White Tokens. Soul Sisters beats that up. It is just so easy for Soul Sisters to destroy any sort of creature-based damage deck or even burn-based damage deck, because Auriok Champion is the powerhouse card against any sort of red deck. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Let me just show you. We'll actually go and look at the list here that I'm running here. I'm running 4 Auriok Champions main boarded here. And again, Soul Sisters is always subject to change. So 4 Path to Exiles, 4 Sarah Ascendants, 3 Martyr of the Sands. You could actually go back up to 4 if you wanted to. 3 Soul Tenants, 3 Soul Wardens as the Soul Sisters, 4 Honor the Pures, 4 Johnny's Pridemates, 4 Squadron Hawks, 4 Auriok Champions, 3 Ranger of Eos. You could go up in 1 Ranger of Eos, but then I think you should go back with 21 lands if you run those, and then 4 Spectral Processions. The sideboard I'm opting to run right now is 4 Dryad Militants. They come in again for any of those type of decks. 2 Return to the Ranks, 2 Leyline of Sanctities, 2 Suppression Fields, 3 Stony Silences, and 2 Sundering Growths. Again, if the Boggles deck is, the Enchantments deck is a nuisance, you can actually run the rule, or what is it, Tempest of Light to destroy all enchantments, and there's a few other things you can do against that deck. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Go punish those UR Delvers. Tell them not my modern you're going to ruin, as I guess the last couple tournaments have just been riddled with UR Delver or UR Burn. Anyway, this has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.